Hello everyone, my name is Babalola Ezekiel, and for today, I'm taking you through on musical notes. Musical notes are those symbols that shows the duration of a particular sound. And now, today we are going to look at three musical notes. We're looking at the semibreve, we are looking at the minim, and then we are looking at the crotchet. Now, before I go to that, musical notes has these characters. They have the head, they have the stem, and they have the tail. Obviously, we are not going to do any of the notes that have the tail today. We are just doing the ones with the head and then the stem. All right. Now we go to semibreve notes. Semibreve notes can also be called whole notes. Semibreve notes has the value of 4. In other words, there are 4 counts. And then how do you specify your counts? Looking at the ticking of the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how it ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you continue like that. Now, looking at the value of semibreve to be 4, that means we are only going to count for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just for 4 beats. I'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's use the piano to show you a practical example of what I've just said. We want to make the note C our semibreve count, our semibreve note. All right. So we're going to do C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Note that the moment you start striking, then the count starts. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. If we are going to do key C, key D, and E, that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that is that for the semibreve count. Looking at the minim note, the minim note has the head and the stem, a rounded head or an oval head, and a stem. All right, and the value for the minim note is just 2 count. The value for semibreve note was 4 count. Now the value for minim note is just 2 count. That means anywhere you see the minim note, you observe its duration for 2 count. All right, now let's go to the piano to see how that works. We have C, we have D, and then we have E for minim note. So we do what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 2 counts each. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You see that? And that is the way the minim count works. The crochet note. Alright? Now the crochet note has a shaded head and a stem. A shaded head and a stem, and its value is just 1 beat. Its duration is 1 beat. That means you have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So C, D, and E for 1 count each. We have 1, 1, 1. I'll do that again. 1, 1, 1. Again. 1, 1, 1. Alright? Now, looking at the combination of both, I want C to be a minim note, I want my D to be a minim note, and I want my E to be a semibreve note. I'm going to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how it works. Now, the semibreve can also be called whole notes. The minim can also be called half notes, while the crochet can also be called quarter notes. So note that you can find 2 half notes in 1 whole note. In other words, you can find 2 minim in 1 semibreve. You can find 4 crochet in 1 semibreve. You can find 2 crochet in 1 minim. You can find 4 crochet in 2 minims. And that's how the family tree is. 1 semibreve, 2 minims, 4 crochet. Thank you very much.